Hi, Mary.
Hey, Kathy.
How are you today?
All right, fine, thanks.
Good. I gathered from your phone call when you set up the appointment that you had some things that you wanted to talk about. So much going on in your life right now that you thought it might be helpful. Is
Right.
that true?
Yeah.
And what would you like to talk about today?
About the balancing of, I don't know whether I really would call it two careers. One is a career, being a mother.
Mm-hmm.
The other, graduate school, is more of a means to an end. And that's the other thing. I sometimes find that I'm caught up and running literally two different lives, and trying to make them coordinate. And sometimes, a lot of times, it's very hard to make them both go.
So you're feeling a little, well, maybe pressure or anxiety about?
I don't know, I'm not really one to be very pressured or anxiety-ridden. It's just not me, but it's more of me, myself, wanting to be the super mom and the excellent student, and getting them both to go together, and they never do. One always tends to give, and one has to give. Sometimes it's my schoolwork. It's usually my schoolwork over my kids, because I have to make some kind of idea of a priority, what's the most important thing, and my family is the most important thing.
Are you sometimes uncomfortable with everything that's going on, or?
Things like, okay, just for an example here, for next semester, we had to sign up for, well, all the 3 out of 4 of my classes, and they're all required classes, are from 4 to 7. I mean, I don't even have any choice. And this is not, then I'm really, my family has to give. I mean, 4 to 7 is a priority time at my house with 3 small kids. I mean, they're not small, but 7, 11, 12, and 14. Nobody can drive, and that's homework, activity time, especially for my small boy. And now I'm having to make phone calls, and no, they can't do this, or I have to organize for this, that, and the other, and I don't know.
So you're really feeling uncomfortable with the fact that you're not going to be able to give the time to your family that you think they really deserve, and that you want to give to them.
Right, it's more of I feel that that's the most important thing. Certainly, for me to get to graduate school and get into counseling was a priority, and it still is, but the kids are too. And I'm one of the mothers that likes to do homework, and like for us to sit down and eat dinner together and not on the run, one by one. And I find it very, I guess in a lot of ways I'm angry at the school too at the present moment, that the only classes are at this time when they want me to be a full-time student. It's sort of, it's really, it's terrible to say, but it's really not fair.
I can see that. You feel something unjust about all
right.
this. And, well, what can you do about all of this?
Well, one thing is I went and protested. I mean, I needed some people to hang their flags out with me, but I did go and tell my advisor, Dr. Kathryn Gramley, I did, poor woman, I felt sorry for her that I had to complain to her, but I felt that that was one way in which I got some of my anger for, what are you doing to me type of thing.
That made you feel a little better?
It did in a way, but it didn't make me feel any better when now I'm having to change the kids. They take English as a second language tutoring. And I have to call the tutor and say, no, we can't do it this way, Mama's. And now since these are required courses, it's a priority for me.
So
we've changed the roles, and sometimes it's sort of strange, They are always the priority, and now I've got 3 classes that have inched in and moved up to the top.
So that's 3 evenings a week you're saying that you will not be home with the children.
Right.
And there's not much you can do about changing that.
No.
What about the rest of your life? Is there some way, or the rest of the other evenings, or anything you can do about those that might make you feel more comfortable with the fact that you can't be there 3 evenings?
Yeah, I mean, I can try to plan things during the day while you're away, but it still ends up that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night, Mother's not home. And at my house, everybody's marriage is different, but we have the priority. Daddy goes to work, and Daddy comes home, and Daddy gets finished work, which can be 8 o'clock, it can be 10 o'clock. And Mama has always been the one at home. We've done it this way for a few reasons. One is because we've always lived abroad, and when I've worked abroad, I've always taught, so I could have more regular hours and be home. So even when I was working, we never had any conflicts of nights, etc. And also, since he's the one that brings in the money, we just always worked it out that way, and both of us have been very happy with it. But for an example, last night I had a class, and he usually is home on Monday nights because he knows I have a class at 7. But he didn't get home, and my oldest child was with another tutor. Here we have French tutor, English is second language tutors, and I had to leave her and yell at my little boy, don't touch the pan on the stove, you might get burned, and wait till your daddy comes home, or wait till your sister comes downstairs. And, and then you just get off and leave. And I mean, I'm fine once I've left, but everything, you hate to leave, and I don't think that's a good frame of mind to enter the classes with.
And you feel you're not really doing your job as a mother.
Exactly.
And that's what you feel is your first priority at this point in your life.
It is, but you still want a balance. You say, gee, being a mother is my priority as far as my children are concerned. But I don't want to be a mother. I mean, they're away all day.
So there you're torn between being a mother and being the student.
Right.
And what can you do?
I don't know. This is what really has baffled me. As I said, I thought what I could do was to take daytime courses. And I'm ending up that, this past semester I've only had one from 4 to 7. I find that's the worst time. And,
Well, that's the dinner hour when you really need to be with the children.
Now it's like every night except for Thursday. Well, Friday it doesn't count because Friday we don't have homework and we don't have to have a regular dinner time or anything. But
3 nights a week you're away. You wish you could be at home.
And I guess I'll just have to give a little bit more responsibility to my kids. And I know that's something that sometimes I don't do, but I enjoy doing with them. I enjoy just being in the room if Jens is doing his homework or whatever. I just like to be there.
Sure you do.
If they're playing Jens plays the trumpet, no one likes to hear him play the trumpet, not even the dog. But I like to be there,
Sure.
These are the things that, it's such a crucial time, 4 to 7. I don't know, your children are...
There aren't other courses you can take besides those that maybe later, so you have no option except to take those 3 courses, 4 to 7, 3 nights a week.
Right.
Okay. So, can you make plans, or is there something you can do to cover those hours when you're not home and the children are there to make it easier for them and for yourself? This is hard for them, but it's hard for you too.
Well, I think the only thing I can do is to try to get them to schedule themselves into, Mom's not going to be home from 4 to 7, so therefore, don't do this, or, you know, try to organize yourself so that you can get your work done and you can, you know, enjoy yourself too. And then when I come home, we can eat dinner later, you know, we can eat dinner at
After
7:30.
Mhm.
Which is not, it's not crucial, it's just more that, you know, once you eat dinner at 7:30, you know, if there is homework or somebody has a test and say, Mom, answer the questions. And my husband can do it, can help him with the homework, he can't be home
Mhm.
at that time of day. I mean, he's open to a new company and,
Has long
you know,
hours.
yeah, the boss's way,
Mhm.
and that's not
So
the way
it
at my
really-
house, the boss's way, the mice way.
So it really falls on you to
Right.
take care of it.
And it's always done that
Mhm.
in the past, and it's been a good thing. I guess maybe we have to restructure what we've done in the past.
Is that an option?
Yeah,
Do you want to talk about that?
I guess we can, I'll just have to, try to let, as I said, let the kids take some responsibilities and, you know, just say this is the time in which I'm not home, and they know it.
Mhm. The children are old enough to be responsible, look after themselves.
Yeah, I mean, basically, the girls are fine. I mean, they babysit for other people, but you know, they're busy. My oldest runs on the cross-country team for Gramley and was a fifth runner as a freshman, so I mean, she's very good. She wants to run indoor track.
Mhm.
Well, that means she's
She's
not
not
home
home.
when Mama's not home. And that leaves Jens and Julie. And Julie's responsible, but, you know, and Jens, oh, he can be too. It's just,
You don't.
I hate, you know, so many days that you walk in the door and Mama's not home. And I guess it's an anger because I'm not home, I'm not making any money, so it's not even, and in a way, you can't even rationalize it and say, well, at least I'm bringing in something. And, you know, okay, Mama's enjoying herself and enjoying what she's doing. I love the courses, but.
Mhm. But ultimately, you will be bringing in something if that
Right.
helps you to
Speaking
feel
of the
better.
light at the end of the tunnel, there is one. And I know it's just hard to get the whole family to agree that
Mhm.
that's what it is. And, you know, just, I feel sometimes that when my oldest was 11, Mama was home.
And now you're feeling like you're depriving the youngest one,
Right.
that you're not there
Right.
when he needs you, when he's 11.
Right.
Okay.
And he may not need me that much.
But
you
you
know.
are feeling that,
Yeah,
aren't you?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What can you do about that?
As I said, I guess I'll just have to talk with them and right after Christmas is, because before Christmas, you know how things are with what we're doing now, and after Christmas, get together with the kids.
So you don't think there's anything you can do right away to?
No, because, I mean, what I'll have to do is we'll have to restructure the family situation, and Kim's office is very close, my husband's office is very close, so he can get home
If he's needed.
if he's needed, and he doesn't travel that much. But there are times, like for the next 2 weeks, he's gone to Far East, but that leaves absolutely no
Right.
one
So you do feel uncomfortable about that.
watching the kids when I'm not there. And I mean, we've got lovely neighbors and things, but you know, other people are busy from 4 to 7.
Mhm. Yeah.
And my kids are really too old to bring in a babysitter. I mean, they're babysitters themselves. So,
Mhm.
you know, it's,
Well, you've mentioned restructuring your
Mhm.
activities or your family. Let's talk some more about that. What could you do with this restructuring? Do you have a plan?
no, well, I'm trying to organize now, or the kids are all trying to see whether, you know, what activities they're going to be into.
Once you know their school schedules, you're saying?
Well, more extracurricular activities, you know.
Mhm.
We
Well,
are, we are the
that's all
job
part of it.
family, you know.
Okay.
So
School and
we're-
activities, extra.
Right.
Okay. So once you know schedules, then you
Right.
can develop a plan.
Or try to develop a plan with them, because it's going to be Jens's responsibility that he comes home in the daytime and by himself, because he rides the Kaiser bus. But my little girl goes to Gramsley. as well as Kaiser. So she rides the Grimsby bus home. So they don't even come home together. So, you know, you read all these things, the latchkey kids, but I mean, I've got one, I've got two. I really consider Korea as one, but the other two little ones. And we've done the Y route, but even then, you know, you have to pick up the child at 6:30 or
Right.
something. Well, I'm not home, and Daddy does not get off at 6:30. I mean, you know, we have to be realistic about what his schedule is, and I know what it is. So,
When he's out of town, out of the country, is there a neighbor or somebody that might be on call when you're in class?
they are, I mean, they'll, the neighbors next door are retired, and they're very good when they're in town. And we have neighbors across the street, because there are a lot of people around that the kids could call if they needed something, but it's just the, you know, the person with the whip at the top that needs to manage those hours.
And that person at the top with the whip is not there. Is
No,
that what you're
right,
saying?
right.
And that's what's bothering you? Well,
And they're not gonna tear the house down or anything, I mean, they're not that kind, I just, schoolwork
Yes.
has always been a real priority in our lives, as far as the children, they've always excelled a lot in school, and, you know,
and you're feeling,
we're gonna get the breakdown of the system.
and you're feeling like it's going to be Mary's fault?
In a way, it is, because I mean, I know that whether it's good or bad or indifferent, to take on these certain responsibilities or say, you know, this is, you know, maybe we should be the dual career family where the father comes in and does, and the mother does. But I mean, Kim does do things at night when he gets home, but the job he has, he's had for a long time, and he's just taken on new responsibility when we moved to Greensboro, opening this office, and, you know, that's already
And you're
there.
not comfortable asking him to change his way of
He
life
can't.
in order to accommodate you?
Yeah. It's
So-
not possible.
Okay, so you have Mary to work with.
Right, and that's the only thing, that's the only person that can do something anyway,
Right.
as far as for me. I mean, if Kim gets home, he's glad to
Mhm.
help the kids with their homework and even their English, which I think is great.
So it's just Mary we're talking about today. And Mary's, I almost want to say guilt at feeling she's not being the mother she wants to be.
Right, I think, well, guilt is more of being torn, because I really have to say, I really feel I'm a pretty good mother.
I think you are too, from what I've
So I don't think
Got to know
there's
about
no guilt there,
Well,
but it's
that's
more of a, you know, you want the cake and eat it too. You want to be able
So
to
now, how do you
go
do
to
that,
school.
Mary? How
I
do you
know.
do that? You've got to.
restructure my family.
All right.
And this is what we get down to, and this is what I'll have to do. is,
Okay, several weeks before Christmas, is there anything you can do before Christmas to do that, to make, and you've got important weeks coming up before Christmas. Do you have to wait until after Christmas?
Yeah, I think so. Just because the kids are all trying out for teams and this kind of stuff, so I'll have to organize carpooling, which we do anyway, and things like that. And that is things to come. And right now, the structure's good, you know, so.
So you're swimming along,
Right.
perfectly all right, until
Until
January.
January, and then we can re-enter this with, and I think that's right, as we've been talking about, to restructure, and that's the only possibility and the only plan.
Well, is there something you can do to plan ahead so that January 1st doesn't come and then suddenly you're in over your head again? You'll have a few days at home during the holidays. Could you be working out a schedule or that restructuring or something then?
Yeah, I've already started, the tutoring and that kind of stuff. And we have one tutor that comes to the house, so he's fine.
So you've got
I know.
a
So,
plan
so
real.
I'm beginning to move the wheels and let people and the kids know that this is what's going to happen. It's always easy to say it's going to happen.
Well, what if you come back to see me and you can have your restructuring plan organized a little, or something in mind, and tell me how it's going. And I'll be looking forward to hearing about that, Mary.
Thanks.
Okay.
How long is that?
I don't know.
Oh, it was
Gosh,
good.
I didn't do any, it's hard to paraphrase.